moja ziemi, spierdalaj! Podać cię widelcem! Welcome everyone to the first episode of Wcoti. I'm your host Maxamillionare. Welcome to the show. Also check this out, look it. Got a microphone. Yeah, I finally got one of these. Audio-Technica 2020 something USB plus. Subscribe to my channel because they say the better audio quality, the more subscribers you get. I wanted to start the series off with a good one. The channel we're going to be reviewing today is one that's near and dear to my heart. I've been a fan of it for about 5 years now. It's not a new channel by any means. The channel we're going to be reviewing is called KrainaGrzybowTV, which in English means Land of Mushrooms. Now I know, first episode we're already starting off with some foreign channel that's not English, but luckily for us native English speakers, it has captions so we don't have to worry about that. So with all that out of the way, got into a fight the other day with bears. No, I'm kidding, I just had to get a mole removed. So with all that out of the way, let's get into our first episode of Wcoti and dive into the land of mushrooms. I don't think you would dive into a thing of mushrooms. I think you'd probably squirm in it then off yourself. But with that out of the way, let's just get started. KrainaGrzybowTV is a channel that gives one a feeling of nostalgia and almost an emotional tie to it, even if one has never seen it before. It's something that at first feels so wrongdoing, but yet you can't get enough of it, just like Downing Ranch. It was created on December 23rd, 2013. At the time of recording, it has over 100,000 subscribers and over 10 million views. The channel itself consists of a variety of things, such as an official soundtrack, a Halloween special, a Christmas special, a music video, and a little series called Poradnik u śmieciu, which in English means Smile Guide. This is the main portion of KGTV. This is what the channel mainly revolves around. The series gives a resemblance of a European kids show from the late 80s, early 90s with its sort of fuzzy video and audio quality. The series consists of 6 episodes. Episodes 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. The characters wait a minute. That's not 6, that's 5. Oh no. Okay, I gotta address this. All my life, I've been told the stereotype that Polish people aren't exactly the fastest cheetah in the jungle. Now, I like to disagree with this statement a lot because I have multiple Polish friends in my life, and they're all pretty smart people. But I can't completely disregard that stereotype when they can't count to 6 properly. Where is 3? Alright, I'm sorry. I'll calm down. Let me just continue on with the review before my neighbors kill me. Smile Guide consists of a variety of characters. Those characters consisting Agatha, Agatha's mother, the Jeans Man, Carolina, Hatshepsut, Justinka, and Maggie the Squirrel. Yep, you heard me right. Maggie the Squirrel. This furry orange of a devil is a squirrel. The way each episode goes is Agatha tries to teach us something that doesn't entirely make sense, such as how to effectively apple, how to paper, how to properly telephone, before dissolving into a fever dream. One thing you've probably noticed is that all human characters have paper eyes over their real ones. I don't know, maybe it's a fashion statement in Poland. But I believe we've talked enough. Let's actually watch some of these episodes, starting with episode 1, Jak skuczane jabłko, which in English means how to effectively apple.
Witajcie w naszym poradniku. Składa się z jabłka, krainy grzybów i papieru.
I'm not entirely sure that an apple is supposed to have a radioactive core and little particles scattered throughout it. She's got that golden apple from Minecraft.
Ale my się tym nie przejmujemy.
Oh my god, Agatha's angry. My god, she looks like she's seen The Last Jedi for the first time. So for those who don't know, Taifu means devil in German. And you're damn right that thing's a devil. Ain't no squirrel I've ever seen is a hybrid between Gary Busey and Satan.
Duża toczy z wężów jest łatwe. No tylko z powodem coś powiedzmy gorzej.
So in the first episode, we're introduced to Agatha's mother. Her segments usually consist of her talking about Agatha running away, her trying to cope with her being away, and trying to look for her, but unfortunately getting no luck. She's looking kind of stiff though. Look at her neck. I think she needs a chiropractor. You know, just a little.
Czułam się taka wyczerpana. Nic nie dawało mi już radości.
Musisz odnaleźć w sobie grzybowe światło.
Ja nie potrafię.
Spójrz na mnie, Agata. Jesteś pełna grzybów.
Nie wiedziałam. Co z jabłkami?
Jakimi jabłkami?
Agatha, don't just laugh at your poor friend. Help her. The poor thing's having a stroke. Oh, never mind. Okay, next episode. Episode 2 is Jak zrobić z papieru, which means how to paper.
W dzisiejszym odcinku dowiemy się, jak zrobić z papieru. Będziemy potrzebować papieru i mnóstwa dobrej zabawy.
No, you.
Macie już wszystko? Źle, nie potrzebujecie tego.
But you just no, you're the one who said we needed it in the first place. The hell am I supposed to do with all this now? You want to tell me that I went to the store and got all of this for nothing? I hate you.
Wystarczy trochę agresu. Malin. Banan. Kompotu. I gotowe. O nie, zostałam królową śniegu. Co mam teraz zrobić?
Man, don't you just hate it when you rise to the top of your country's hierarchy? Polish TikTok girls be like, oops, accidentally conquered all Western Europe.
Królowa łąk, matka witamin, aktorka, podróżniczka, dusza krowa.
Special mit Musik aufwischen. Special mit Musik aufwischen. Special mit Musik aufwischen.
Having a great time does sound promising considering the state of 2020. But being a wallflower is tempting. I could be an orange, introverted piece of nature, just vibing and not caring in the world. What I've learned from this episode? Paper is very influential, god damn. We went from paper to how cows are the utmost essential beings on the globe that will all be worshipping one day. Okay, I know I came at the series a little for not having an episode 3, but there technically is an episode 3. It's this video right here called KrainaGrzybowTV Zwiastun odcinka trzeciego, which means in the land of Grzybo, the trailer of the 3rd episode. So I guess this is like a trailer for episode 3, but there never was an episode 3, so this is basically the episode. Agatha's rocking that Minecraft walk. She's running away from Herobrine. And, yeah, that's basically it. Alright, next episode. Episode 4, for some reason, it keeps coming up in English for some reason. It's called Smile Guide for How to Your Hair. Okay, alright. Houston, we're going in hot. Houston, we're going in her hair. I always knew deep down the show was an anime.
A teraz czas na listę od telewidzów.
Dzięcioletni Kasper z Bytomia przysłał nam swoje włosy.
Huh? Shit, is that all I have to do to get in contact with my favorite celebrity? Shit, alright.
Jest tu kto?
Virginia knows how to take care of her skin.
So in the 4th episode, we're actually introduced to the Jeans Man in Carolina for the first time. And like Agatha, they also have paper over their eyes. Agatha, what are you doing? No, do not tell me that you are stirring up a bowl of hair and is about to eat it. How do you think Cacber from Biden would feel? Damn right, no. Jeans Man, take care of her. She's trying to eat all the hair from the shower drain again. Jeans Man, really? I was on your side and then you go and do that? What the hell did you add? What is that? Is that a chewed up mouth guard? I'm not losing my hair. Alright. Episode 5. How to properly telephone. Let's get into it.
Witajcie w kolejnym odcinku naszego poradnika. Dzisiaj dowiemy się, jak poprawnie telefon. Jak poprawnie telefon? Hola, hola, urwij się. Najpierw musimy poznać...
Bitches who know binary be like...
Mamy już pierwszy telefon. Halo, halo? Halo, tu Agatka. Halo, tu Agatka. Halo, tu Agatka. Halo, tu Agatka. Halo? Małgosia? Zabieram cię na wycieczkę. Jestem również w twoim nosie. Jestem wszędzie.
See what I mean? That motherfucker is massive. Ain't no way that's a squirrel. Maggie could probably give huge Spider-Man a run for his money.
Ktoś ładny. Co to oznacza? Tak jak myślałam.
So when I first came across this channel back in 2015, I believe it was, this part right here always particularly creeped me out, mainly because up until this episode, this was like the only segment that was English. And like the first month or so when I watched this channel, I didn't know it had captions, so I was kind of all like...
Prędko. Musisz nie mieć palca. Zabrałam telefon, wyglądałam trochę jak... Coś jest nie tak. Uciekaj do ostatniego odcinka.
Yep, well, there you have it, folks. Agatha becomes a dog and escapes life forever. The end. Goodbye. Psych! We still got another episode.
Och, nie zauważyłam was. Witajcie w ostatnim odcinku. Cicho! Bo nie mogę się skupić.
Hang on. You thought I didn't notice that, huh? You thought I didn't notice that little vulgar shit you're trying to do? Trying to get away with brushing your teeth like that? I see what you do there. Disgusting.
Dziś nauczymy się swoje dziecko. Dziecko przede wszystkim musi się zachowywać. No zachowuj się. Dlaczego się nie zachowujesz, młoda damo? Chcesz być jak ta Justynka?
You want better parenting skills? You need to invest in one of these. I'm sorry, that was violent. Hold on. You need to invest in one of these.
Teraz będziesz się już zachowywać? Tak. Znaczy, halo, to przecież ja jestem mamą. Mamo, to jakieś nieporozumienie. A co tu się wyprawia? Małgosia? Dobrze, że jesteś. Powiedz jej coś. Coś. Ej, ona się przyzywa. Kupca.
Nie zostało mi wiele czasu.
Jak ty się zachowujesz?
Małgosia.
Małgosiu, co ja narobiłam? Po co się tak zachowywałam? To już koniec.
No, this can't be happening. No. My favorite anime can't end. Not like this.
Gwintowy człowieku. Karolinko. A ty kto? Agatko. Mamo. Wszyscy. Macie rację. Nie poddam się.
Yeah, come on, Agatha. Come on, Agatha. Go, Agatha. Go. Go. Did I really just write on one of my white shirts for this one segment? I'm such an idiot.
Co to? Agatko, udało się. Najprostsze grzybowe światło. Możemy wreszcie otworzyć oczy. No dobra.
No, I just no. I'm sorry. No, I can't do it. I appreciate the offer, but I'm good. Just gonna go to bed. Pretend this was all a dream. Good night. So while that episode is the final episode in the official Smile Guide series, it's not the last episode for the series itself. There's another video called Kankova Programu, which just means KrainaGrzybowTV, the end of the program, September 21st, 1994. And it's basically an epilogue.
Pieśń najsłodszej i oczu twoich martwych, milczących. Tyś mi do brzucha gałązek natkała, bym już nigdy nie zaznała głodu.
Well, I mean, considering you put hair in your stomach, I'm not really surprised that your mom would make you branch stew for Sunday night supper. Probably one of the most beautiful and melodic endings I've ever seen to a series. And at the end, we see the credits roll and we see the beautiful people behind this magnum opus. So, thank you. And I know I said that was like the last episode, that's like the epilogue, but there's actually an epilogue, epic, and it's called Fragment Programu Gdzie jest Agata, which means fragment of the program, where is Agatha? But I want to wait until we get to the theories before we review this video, specifically the purgatory theory, because it really comes into play hard with that theory. So now that we've discussed what the channel consists of and what it's capable of doing, let's try to dive into some potential explanations as to what the hell is actually going on. Let's dive into some theories. So the first theory is called the rape/abuse theory, where Agatha was raped by the Jeans Man. The theory goes that during Agatha's youth, children would persistently make fun of her, calling her a cow. Because of this, Agatha became an introvert at school, so when she goes to something, let's say a school dance, she doesn't participate in any of the activities, like a wallflower. And in the second episode, if you recall, we hear a voice say, "Do you want to be a wallflower or have a great time?" It's believed that this is someone asking her to partake in the school dance. It's possible she agreed, hence the little wriststand she does. It was either a teacher or an older student that was the one who raped her. So the jeans man might not be the person we think he is, rather a representation of who potentially raped Agatha. She then runs away from home and commits suicide and goes to Mushroomland. Some pieces of evidence that support this is when Agatha drills a knife through an apple, symbolizing a rather painful penetration, and when Agatha becomes a snow queen, it may potentially symbolize a cold body, meaning they're dead. Some parts in the episodes also suggest that Agatha may have been impregnated because of the rape, like when we see a cow's reproductive system, and when we see a fertilized egg going into the uterus. Next theory is the nuclear war theory, where it's believed that the series is about a nuclear war. Hey, I didn't know KG was a part of the Fallout universe. The theory states that KG might take place in 1988. Evidence that supports this is in the KG TV shop, there's a shirt that says generic Taifu on it, and if you look on the bottom, it says since 1988. So why is the year 1988 so important? Well, during this time, the Cold War was still in effect and Poland was still under communist rule. So a nuclear warfare during a high-tension time isn't too unlikely. Also, during this time, jeans were a very controversial fashion style, to the point where wearing it was completely banned. However, jeans eventually became a sign of freedom in Poland, so this brings up the idea that Jeansmen in Carolina may be the good guys and represent true freedom. Another big piece of evidence is in the first episode, Agatha tries to show us what an apple consists of, but instead gives us schematics of a nuclear bomb. I knew that didn't look right! And another thing too, the name Mushroomland may be a big red flag. The mushroom we're talking about may be the one seen after a nuke is dropped, and not the Jimi Hendrix ones. Next theory is the nonsense theory. This basically states that the series doesn't have any actual meaning, and the creator just made it for people to interpret it. Hey, I'm pretty good at nonsense. However, this theory was disproved in a Reddit AMA by none other than Mr. Strybog himself. Next theory is the drug theory, which states that, like the nonsense theory, the series doesn't have an actual plot, and rather just shows the effects of hallucinogenic drugs. So unlike the nuclear war theory, this one does emphasize on the Hendrix shrooms, and not the ones. Some things that support that Agatha specifically is on drugs is Agatha has an attention span of a sardine. Her dialogue is often random and doesn't make any sense. This could possibly show a drug trip. I mean, in the first episode, we find out she's full of mushrooms, giving Charlie Sheen a run for his money. Another supporting piece is Agatha sometimes can't tell reality from fantasy, as she regularly chats with Maggie. Yes, Maggie very well may be a hallucination that Agatha is seeing. She, along with the other humanoid characters in the series, have paper over their eyes. This could represent dilated pupils, meaning they're all tripping balls, bringing back the summer of '67 in full swing. Remember how earlier I said that I wanted to wait until we got to the purgatory theory until we reviewed this video? Well, the time of review has come. In this video, it details us Agatha's mother's life after Agatha is gone. Her mother's days just consist of her doing simple things like grocery shopping and cleaning before she ends the day. She also explains how she has a deep, lonely feeling of confusion without Agatha being there. Then, she brings up something interesting. She explains how Agatha, although being gone, still communicates with her. She first brings up the knocking she would hear in her house, and then she states that in her dream, Agatha told her that something was going to happen and to call her friend Christina. With this, Agatha's mother confirms her belief that Agatha is still out there somehow and wants to come home. The video ends with her explaining how life isn't the same anymore, she feels trapped and nowhere she goes will free her. This is where the purgatory theory comes into play. It was created by a fellow YouTuber named Nexpo, who, if you're interested in weird and obscure things on the internet, I'm sure you know who he is, and if you don't, I highly recommend him. The theory goes as followed. Agatha's mother was overprotective of Agatha and shielded her from the real world. Eventually, Agatha rebels against her mother by running away from home to go do drugs, which end up killing her. One main piece that supports this is in the first episode, we get a screen with the text, check if she's breathing, her eyes are so soft. Agatha's soul is then sent to KG, which represents purgatory. The show references a 14th century story called Dante's Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, I believe that's how you pronounce it, where in it, a Roman poet named Virgil guides Dante through the 7 levels of purgatory, each level representing one of the 7 deadly sins. And for those who don't know what they are pride, greed, lust, gluttony, wrath, envy, and sloth. And in order to get out of purgatory and enter heaven, you must pass these levels. And this is what Agatha goes through throughout the Smile Guide series, where Agatha is Dante. Unfortunately, however, Agatha fails these levels as she goes along. When she ran away from home to experience an exciting lifestyle by taking the Hendrix shrooms, okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop calling them that, she failed the greed test. In the first episode, she fails the gluttony test by inhaling apple slices down her throat. In the second episode, the word jealousy flies out of a box. This indicates that Agatha has failed her envy test. In the 5th episode, Agatha is, I guess you could say, sleeping on the job. Come on, Agatha, wake up! You got YouTubers who are making theories waiting on you. Come on, let's go! This shows that she has failed the sloth test. Later on in the same episode, we see that Agatha get electrocuted, and then another Agatha arrives, this time with makeup. This Agatha tries to act better than Hatshepsut, which results in her failing her pride test. In the 6th episode, while Maggie, Agatha, and her doll daughter are fighting, Agatha gets angry and literally shakes Maggie to death. Yeah, that's what you fucking get. This shows her failing the wrath test. At this point, Agatha is on her last leg. All she would have to do to enter hell is to do something lustful. We are shown at the end of this episode Agatha being trapped in a box, isolated with no escape. This shows us what Agatha would be entering if she failed her last test. However, we never see her do anything of lustful nature in the series. Agatha realizes that she has one chance left, so in the epilogue episode, she talks about how her mother overprotected her from the real world and never gave her a chance to grow up. But she apologizes for all the pain she has caused on her mother, and this is what frees her and lets her enter heaven. That's why this episode is so different from the rest of the series. No chaos, no nonsensical plots, no hallucinogenic dimethyltryptamine trips. It's a very peaceful episode that gives closure. Well, at least for us. Agatha's mother, on the other hand, isn't on the same boat. Since Agatha's passing, her mother's in denial and still believes her child will return, but deep down in a way, she knows that she won't. And this confliction haunts her, and everywhere she goes, she feels trapped. Basically, she's in her own purgatory. Her own mushroom land. Damn, that's heavy. Nice work, Nexpo. So with the creation of KG, it's garnered, from what I can see, mostly positive feedback. But of course, you have some people who are so creeped out by it that they consider it like the devil's work or something, or some mind control bullshit. Specifically, The Vigilant Citizen. He actually wrote an entire article about the series, so let's go over it. I remember when I first randomly came across an episode of KrainaGrzybowTV. After about 45 seconds into it, I yelled out, "Nope!" Closed my browser, and almost threw my computer out the window. What? What are you, 5 years old? What are you, 7 years old? What are you, 3 years old? What are you, 4 years old? What are you, 12 years old? Almost threw my computer out the window. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's a web series, bro. Grow up. Oh my god, we're dealing with a fucking Karen here. Worse, we're dealing with her mother. We're dealing with a fucking Sharon here. How do you say Sharon in Polish? Hold on. Sharon. We're dealing with a fucking Sharon. Get shat on. Each episode of Mushroom Land is styled to look like an 80s children's television show from Eastern Europe. The host of the show is Agatha, a young girl that has paper eyes over her actual eyes. Each episode begins with an educational theme, such as how to apple, which then turns into a bizarre, confusing, and terrifying ordeal. Throughout the episodes, we learn that Agatha has actually been abducted by strange men and sent to a mysterious place called Mushroom Land. Rainbow Land! Episodes were published on YouTube between 2013 and 2017, with each episode describing a different aspect of Agatha's ordeal. The channel quickly became a viral sensation and garnered over 3 million views, a cult following, and some controversy. He then talks about how some right-wing publicist in Poland called KG like a true form of Satanism. Woo! Spooky, devil horns, 3 a.m. And then he also brings up the incident where a boyfriend and girlfriend killed the boyfriend's parents together, and they found out the girl was a KG fan because of her Facebook. And so they believe she was inspired by it. This isn't news to me. I've read about this before, and I kind of have a bone to pick with it. So you're really going to solely blame a YouTube channel on 2 people murdering someone's parents? So you're just not going to take into consideration maybe abuse going on in the household, their economical or social standpoint? Yeah, no, it's KG's fault. No, the weird paper girl hypnotized them and made them go postal. And also, let's address this while we're here. Let's say that the girl was directly influenced by this channel to go and murder her boyfriend's parents. Even in that scenario, KG's still not to blame. If you're getting inspired by a 6-minute video on YouTube to take someone's life away, the problem's up here, not what's in front of your screen. And then the rest of the article, he talks about how, like, the series tries to do some, like, trauma mind controlling thing by, like, showing images. I don't know, it sounds like something a fucking 4chan user would come up with. So now with that out of the way, just before I end this and conclude this, I wanted to give a shout out to the people who are behind this whole series. So if you remember in this video, we actually see at the end the credits roll in, we find out who the people are behind this. So let's give them all a quick shout out. So Agatha was portrayed by none other than Diana Klimovich, who I so happen to be good friends with. Malgosa, I'm gonna do their English names. Maggie was played by Anna Grudniewska. I think I got that right. Agatha's mother was like, it was Diana herself. She would just turn around and look in like a shadowy room, and Wiktor Strybog, the creator of the channel, did the voiceovers. The Jeans Man was none other than Lukasz Babula. I couldn't find an official pic, so here's a photo of him in Carolina. And speaking of Carolina, she was played by Magda Laduniak. I can only find this picture of her, which was on Facebook. Hatshepsut was played by, oh my god, Agnieszka Pielka. And then Justina was played by Diana Fick. I feel like that's not her real last name. I feel like it's something way more complicated. She may just be using a stage name. And so the music, animation, editing, all that access stuff was all done and made by Wiktor Strybog, who, like I said, is the creator of the channel. And I actually hit him up on Instagram. As an author, he's actually very active and very interactive with his fan base, so I gotta give him credit to that. So I asked him the DMs. I said, hey man, hope you're staying safe and healthy. So I'm starting a new series on my YouTube channel called Wcoti, where your channel's on the internet. In my first episode, I'm doing KG, and I just wanted to ask you one question. In your own words, how would you best describe KrainaGrzybov? And he responds with, if I could describe with words, it wouldn't be an audiovisual series, but a book. You heard it here, folks. He's gonna make a book about this. Wait, what? And if you want to show ways of supporting the channel, you could, of course, subscribe to the channel. Wiktor actually has a personal channel as well where he works on other projects, some relating to KG, some not, but still having the similar art style to it. There's even a Facebook page for both the channel and Wiktor himself. He also has an Instagram, like I said, that's where I just hit him up on. There's a website where you can buy some pretty sick merch. I'll leave a link in the description. And there's a game called Smile Guide: The Apple Escape. In conclusion, KrainaGrzybowTV is one of my personal favorite obscure pieces of art on the internet. It's something that may potentially keep you up at night, but it'll reel you back in with its storyline, theories, characters. A lot of time, thought, and effort was put into this channel, so again, I gotta give props to everyone involved in it. Thank you for being a part of this and making this channel what it is. I'm pretty excited to see where this channel goes or what Wiktor does next. So with that said, thank you everyone so much for sticking through my first episode of Wcoti. This is my first episode. I may be amateur at a few things, so just bear with me. As I go on and continue this series, I will get better with this. I already have a few other channels I want to do for my next episode, so I'll make sure I get working on that. So stay tuned for that. Click subscribe, like, whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah, I hope you have a good day, and, paper.